Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, one that's been around for literally thousands of years, but it's something we all struggle with: how to live in the present moment. Using our source material, we're going to break down why our minds are always wandering off, and more importantly, how we can gently guide them back to the only time that truly exists, right now. Okay, so let's just start with a really simple question. Right at this very second, as you're listening to my voice, where is your mind? Is it actually here? Or is it kind of floating somewhere else? Maybe you're thinking about your to-do list or replaying something that happened yesterday. Just take a second and notice. No judgment, just notice. So, if you found that your mind wasn't 100% right here in the present, you are definitely not alone. In fact, that's the big universal challenge we're going to look at first: the problem of the wandering mind.
Yeah, I'm guessing that list looks pretty familiar, right? Our minds are practically wired to live anywhere but the present. Think about it. From the time we're kids, we're taught to learn from the past and plan for the future. And that's useful, of course. But the now often gets totally overlooked, like it's just some stepping stone to get to the next thing.
But here's the thing: this isn't some kind of personal flaw. According to our source material, it really just comes down to the nature of the ego. The ego builds its entire identity out of past memories: who you were, what you did, what happened to you. And it's always seeking security by trying to control the future. The present moment, well, that's wild and unpredictable, and the ego can't control it, so it fights tooth and nail to avoid being there. And the fallout from that? Well, it means our thoughts and feelings, which are supposed to be tools to help us navigate the world, end up becoming our masters. When the ego is running the show, it yanks us into these endless loops of worry about what's next and regret about what's already happened. And it leaves us feeling stressed, anxious, and totally disconnected from our own lives. Okay, so if that's the problem, this wandering, chaotic mind, what's the solution? It's all about embracing a simple but totally profound idea: the power of now.
And this is the antidote. I mean, think about it. The past is gone. It only exists as a thought, a memory in your head. And the future, it's not here yet. It's just an idea, an anticipation. The only place where life is actually happening, where you have any real power to do anything, is right here, in this moment. It sounds so simple, but when you really get it, it is a complete game changer. In fact, let's try it together, right now. Just for a second, just pause. What do you actually see around you? Notice the colors, the light, the shapes, without needing to name them. What do you hear? Maybe it's the hum of your computer or traffic outside. And what do you feel? The weight of your body in your chair, the air on your skin? That's it. That's all it is. You're being present. And when we practice this, even for a few seconds here and there, we start to unwrap these incredible gifts. Instead of fighting with reality, we start to accept it. We begin to flow with life instead of constantly swimming against the current. You start to find this quiet center even when everything around you is chaotic. And you start to notice all the little joys you were completely missing before. Okay, so we get the what and the why. But how do we actually do this? I mean, how do we practice this when our minds are so used to being all over the place? Well, let's open up our inner toolkit and check out some really practical techniques from the source material. So first, we've got to name the beast, right? The source material talks about the monkey mind, that restless, chattering part of our brain that's constantly jumping from one branch to another, one thought to the next, never ever sitting still. It's a perfect description, isn't it? So to get a handle on this monkey mind, the source tells this great story. It's about a man who frees a powerful genie. The genie can grant infinite wishes, but there's a catch. You have to keep him busy constantly. The second he doesn't have a task, he'll destroy you. So the man is just exhausted trying to think of the next thing and the next thing. Sound familiar? That's our mind. If you don't give it a specific job, it just creates endless, chaotic noise. So the way the man in the story finally gets some peace is a wise person tells him to give the genie a really simple, repetitive task: just climb up and down a pole. And that is a perfect metaphor for meditation. When you notice your mind is spinning out of control, give it that same kind of simple job. Just guide its attention to your breath.
Feel the breath go in and feel it go out. That's its pull. It's a way to keep that genie busy so you can finally get some quiet. And it's not just about the breath, right? There are so many other tools in the toolkit. You can use your senses to anchor yourself in the now, just like we did a minute ago. You can try to limit some of the external distractions that are always pulling at you. But maybe the most important tool, one the Source really emphasizes, is just patience. Be kind to yourself. Your mind is going to wander. That's what it does. The whole practice is just about gently and kindly bringing it back, over and over and over again.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. As you get more comfortable with these tools, something incredible starts to shift. Your entire perspective on life can change. It's like going from seeing the world from the bottom of a well to suddenly discovering the entire ocean.
There's this other amazing story in the source material about a frog who has lived his entire life at the bottom of a well. That's his whole world. The sky is just a tiny circle of blue way up high. And he'll argue with anyone who visits that his well is the biggest, most amazing body of water in the entire universe. Because it's all he knows. And that frog in the well? That's us. When we're trapped by our wandering mind, our world is just as small, confined by the walls of our ego and our own repetitive thoughts. But this practice of being present, it's what gets us out of the well. It introduces us to the ocean, to a state of boundless peace and infinite potential that was there all along. And here's the thing, this isn't just a metaphor. The source material makes it clear that this infinite ocean isn't someplace you have to go find. It's already inside of you. That vast, peaceful awareness isn't something you have to achieve. It's what you already are. We just get so used to living in the well that we forget. You know how we look up at the night sky and we're just filled with awe? Well, the source reminds us that the exact same vast cosmic energy is right inside of us too. We are literally the universe experiencing itself. So, let's just leave it with this one final thought. The past is just a story. The future is a fantasy. The only place you can ever find real peace or joy or any kind of treasure is right here. The only question left is, what will you find in this moment?